this
recreation center that you promised to build.
We are so glad to have you at our People for Portsmouth meeting. Tonight is the school board forum. So many people have no idea how important the school board is to a city. With the decisions it makes, what's the first thing that a young family wants to know when they come into a city? Tell me about the schools. What are the SAT scores? What are the SOLs? What opportunities are there? This school system can be the biggest marketing tool for a city. And that's what we've got to make the Portsmouth Public Schools. And that's why we're having this forum, and we're so pleased to see you here tonight. My name is Pam Clopel, and I'm president of People for Portsmouth. And we are a political action committee that wants to achieve our mission, good governance in Portsmouth, through voter registration, through education and participation. We will endorse a diverse slate of candidates, governing with transparency and responsiveness, achieving financial stability for the city, not spending $54,000 in fees for attorneys on an illegal decision, encouraging business growth, assuring equal protection and justice for all citizens, preparing children for educational success, and that's what this forum is about, and capitalizing on the diversity of Portsmouth's people, history, and natural resources. This is a remarkable year for Portsmouth. It's a chance to change the government because the majority of people are up for election. On City Council, we have 4 people up for election, including the mayor. How many people are on City Council? 7. So if we can elect 4 outstanding candidates, it will change City Council. School Board, we have a chance to elect 5 school board members. School board members, how many members are there on school board? 9. Again, the majority. And the student member, we can't elect him or her. But this is a chance to make a vital difference in Portsmouth. And we may never have such a chance again. We may never have such a chance again. So it's very important, it's critical, and it's crucial. You can make a difference November 8th. You have got to vote. We have absentee ballot applications out there. We have voter registration applications out there. We need a large voter turnout. If you know anyone that needs to change their address so they can vote, pick up one of the voter registration applications. If you know someone who's ill and can't come to the polls, pick up one of the absentee voter applications. Someone who's going to college and wants to vote in their home, but they're out of town. Absentee ballot applications. They're out on the table outside. We only have 2 more PAC meetings before November 8th. What's happening November 8th? The election. We only have 2 more PAC meetings. Plus we have 74 days. That's it. 74 days before the election. Do we deserve better government? Yes, we do. So it's important for you to participate in voting. All of you on our email list got a copy of our minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as distributed?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Before Labor Day, People for Portsmouth have plans to announce our selected candidates who we're going to endorse. We're going to make decisions after tonight, and one of the things we base our decision on is the survey that we distribute. You have filled out a survey for mayor, you filled out a survey for city council, and tonight you will fill out when you get home a survey either on Facebook or as an email supporter on email. We will have it open, and then once we've identified the school board candidates, we will make a press announcement and announce this on Facebook and announce it to you through email. We're certainly going to use your survey results. We're also going to use what we know of the candidates, their characteristics, what makes them strong and talented, and what they can do for the city of Portsmouth. It's a multifaceted approach, and we're real excited to have a slate that will be very beneficial for Portsmouth, we believe. And if you don't know everyone on the slate, then you will know that we are dedicated and we have vetted these people to be the best possible people we can have in Portsmouth. So please fill out your school board information. Put on your calendar September 10th from 2 to 4 at Bayside Harley-Davidson. We are going to have our kickoff rally for our candidates. We will have barbecue, hot dogs from Rucker's Barbecue. We're going to have bagel nuts from Charlie Greenhood's Bagel Nuts, and he's supposed to be here tonight to sell his bagel nuts. We're going to have Paul Bell, this wonderful DJ who's going to be with us, who's provided all this technology for us at each forum. He's going to be our DJ, be a chance to meet and greet the candidates, sign up to help for outreach, get candidate signs for your yard, and again, more voter registration and absentee ballot. Tonight you have the opportunity to help people for Portsmouth. We always need your money. We have to do a lot of printing. We will endorse candidates. We'll have signs with their names. If you need to buy a sign for your yard, we will be selling these at the end of the meeting, $20. Like them all over Portsmouth, please buy them. Also, and I haven't seen Mr. Greenhood, but I'm told he's on his way. He will have his bagel nuts, and they're going to sell for $13.50, and people for Portsmouth will get $5 of bagel nuts. How many of you have had his bagel nuts? Oh yeah, they're absolutely fabulous. One more word, and I'm going to turn it over. It's going to take all of us to vote, to work hard in the next 74 days. Please, tonight, do your part by going on Facebook, vote for the 5 school board candidates you want to see elected. Be sure you're on our email list so you can vote for the 5 candidates. And Alice Butler, where are you? She's a lady in red. She will put, if you don't get email from us, it's because it's illegible. And we would like you to go correct everything with Alice so you will have a chance to vote. Ami Kriegmer, we are delighted to see you again. She's our timekeeper. You can learn more about the candidates because they'll have information on the tables on campaign literature. I'd now like to introduce our moderator. Laura Geller is fairly new to our area. When did you come?
Of last year.
April of 2015. That's exactly when this PAC was formed, so we have something in common. She's the main investigative reporter for 13 News Now. Prior to that, Laura was in Richmond and Tallahassee, Florida. She's a New York native, graduated from Northwestern University with a Bachelor of Science in Journalism. Her work at 13 News Now has been recognized with 216 Emmy Awards, 2 in a year and a half. Outstanding investigative reporter, and a reporter in politics and government for a story she did on fines. The Associated Press of Virginia also presented Laura with the Meritorious Award for Public Service through journalism and investigative reporting. In Richmond, in 2015, the Virginia's Associated Press awarded her for outstanding effort by an individual reporter. Her documentary, Lest We Forget, The Legacy of Nuremberg Trials, won a 2007 Silver Telly Award, which is the highest honor given by the organization. We are so glad Laura is here with us tonight. Please give her a round of applause.
so much, everyone, for coming out tonight. We are all looking forward to hearing some very interesting information from our candidates. As you see here, we have 8 candidates for the 5 seats. We have 4 incumbents and 4 challengers. Just so you all know, we are going to keep everybody on a pretty tight time schedule tonight. We have our trusty timekeeper over here. She's going to be giving you all some cues, so please pay attention to her. We're going to start with opening statements, and each candidate will have 2 minutes to give the opening statement. Introduce yourself, tell everyone why you're running, what you hope to accomplish, and we're going to have the incumbents go first. We will start in alphabetical order for both the incumbents and the challengers. Remember, we have our trusty timekeeper here. We will shut off your mic if you go over your time. So please take a cue from our timekeeper. So let's get started with incumbent Sarah Duncan Hines.
Good evening. Thank you, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Is that a no? Everybody can hear her?
Okay. I'll do it a little closer. Is that better? Okay, good. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your Thursday night and your attention and your engagement in our community. For those of you that do not know, my name is Sarah Duncan Hines. Yes, you can call me the cake lady. That's fine. I am a native of Portsmouth. I was born here in 1978. I grew up with my parents. I bought 2 houses in Portsmouth. I graduated high school in Portsmouth in 1996. I was a part of the consolidated class where we went 5 high schools down to 3. I met my husband in high school, and we've been married for 16 years and together for 21. I have a son who is coming into Portsmouth Public Schools in September. He will enroll in kindergarten, or he is enrolled in kindergarten, and he is the class of 2029. I am a 15-year educator. I have teacher experience, I have administrative experience, and I'm happy to share that with the city of Portsmouth in any way that I can. What I want to accomplish in the next 4 years is a robust CTE, VOTEC situation for our students, because as we know, not everybody's going to college. I want to make sure that our college-ready kids are ready for college, so when they walk out of our 4 walls, they are ready for the world and for what they're going to get when they get to college. What I want to make sure that we as a school board do is that we are transparent and that we are accountable to you and that we are accountable to our students, because that's who we eventually work for. I have a yellow card. Is that 30 seconds? Okay. And so I'm here to thank you for your support the last time when I ran 2 years ago. And this time I'm running for a 4-year term, so I'm here to ask you for your vote again on November the 8th. Thank you very much.
Next up, incumbent Ted Lamb.
I think I'm going to stand just because, 1, I'm nervous, and 2, I'm usually standing most of the time. My name is Ted Lamb, and I am an incumbent on the Portsmouth City School Board. And I also would like to thank you for coming out this evening, and thank you for your support in the past. Just a little bit about myself. I am a teacher. I teach special education students in an alternative school. I've been a teacher now for 21 years. That's just where I want to stay, and I teach American history. A little bit about what I would like to do and what I can bring. With my teaching experience, I think I provide a unique perspective that I can bring to the board of how policy affects the classroom. I've taught on 3 continents. I've taught students from preschool up to adults. Some things I would like to do to bring forward. The way we educate is changing. I think we need to increase our CTE, VOTEC programs. We need to come into the traditional lines as well as for jobs also in the future. I would like for us to increase and expand our STEM and STAR-based opportunities, because again, not everyone goes to college, but we do need to also focus on those opportunities for kids to move forward. And also too, we need to go back and fully fund our instructional assistants in the classroom. We started down that road, we need to finish that off. And the last thing, which I've always done, or I've tried to do to the best of my ability, because I promised you this 4 years ago. I want to continue to communicate with you, to let you be informed with what is going on in your school district. Thank you.
Next on the list, because I'm sure you all know your alphabet, incumbent Keith Nance.
Thank you so much. Good evening. My name is Keith Nance, and I'm a candidate for the November 8th election of the school board. I am currently on the school board. I live in Pine Acres, which is off Portsmouth Boulevard near the Hodges Ferry Bridge with my wife of 36 years, Nikki, and our two sons, Bobby and Brian. I am a product of Portsmouth Public Schools, graduating from ISC Norfolk in 1978. Both of our sons were enrolled and educated in Portsmouth Public Schools, kindergarten through K-12. One of our sons was a gifted and talented person for the entire process, and our other son received special ed services through the elementary school years. Both of these young men graduated with honors from Churchland High School, and our youngest son graduated with an industry-recognized certification and Commonwealth of Virginia state license in the horticulture field. Both were accepted and thrived at prestigious Virginia colleges. The oldest, Brian, graduated from William & Mary in 2012 in just 4 years. Our youngest son, who was the one who received special ed services, graduated summa cum laude in 2016 from Virginia Tech. Both of these young men are gainfully employed with highly responsible positions. So what? What does this prove? Well, it proves a few things. A diploma for Portsmouth Public Schools is recognized by institutions of higher learning, and with high expectations and hard work, any student can achieve. Thank you.
And now incumbent Costello Williams.
Yes, good evening. I am Costello Williams. I currently serve as Vice Chair of the Portsmouth School Board, and I'd like to thank people for Portsmouth for inviting us to share with you tonight. Originally, I am from Prince George County, graduating from Prince George High School and then Virginia State University with a bachelor's in business administration. I met my college sweetheart and my husband, Julius Williams, at Virginia State. We moved here 30-some years ago because of VETCO at the time, Dominion, moved us here. And we fell in love with Portsmouth. My children went through Portsmouth Public Schools, Lakeview Elementary, Hodges Manor. One graduated from Ann Waters and then graduating from Norcom and Wilson. And now we presently have two granddaughters in John Tyler Elementary School. I'm very passionate about public education. My children went well. They're college educated. They have master's degrees. And I always stand proud about Portsmouth Public Schools. So I do believe that we have great opportunities here. While we've been in this community, my husband and I have been committed to this community. We've served on numerous boards and commissions. I've been on the Her Shelter, the foundation, the Schools Foundation, the Crime Line, Portsmouth Community Concerts. I'm a member of MLK Steering Committee. But in my term, if you decide to give me another opportunity, my 4 top priorities are full accreditation of our schools, competitive pay for our teachers. My number one thing is safe schools, and then of course vocation.
All right, we're going to move on to the challengers now, and we'll start with Ms. Angelia Allen.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to come out and introduce myself to you. I appreciate that you have interest in what's going on in our school systems, and I will be asking for your support and your vote for the November 8th election. I am a resident in the Parkview section of Portsmouth. I've lived in Portsmouth for about 5 years now.
I moved to Portsmouth because I fell in love with the city after going through the LEFCO Leadership Development Program. Prior to that, I lived in Western Branch section of Chesapeake. I made a strategic plan to move to Portsmouth because I wanted to see Portsmouth get better. I think that my interests in Portsmouth are more so, we have so many great opportunities and so many wonderful people. And I've been fortunate to be part of various organizations. So I know that the gap can be bridged within our citizens, and our schools can become a great deal better. I'm originally from right outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I was public school educated. I am currently working on a degree in business administration, so I consider myself a non-traditional student. So I firmly believe that there needs to be career and technical opportunities because I waited until I was 40 to start to earn my degree. I work as a hospice executive for a company, and my job is a hard job. However, it gives me the opportunity to see the best and the worst and still see great things in people that are having some issues. So what I'd like to introduce myself to you again, I am Angelia Allen. I love the city of Portsmouth, and I want to see our schools excel. Thank you.
Next up, we have Ms. Lakeisha Clue Atkinson.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lakeisha Clue Atkinson, like the game Clue. I'm originally born and raised in Portsmouth. I went to elementary school, middle school. The elementary school I went to was Shade Terrace, and I went to Craddock Middle School and graduated in 2000 from Woodrow Wilson High School. My family is from Portsmouth as well, so I have a background here. I started my nonprofit in Portsmouth because I felt the need to make an impact in the community and give back. My nonprofit works with children, works with the homeless, and works with those who have mental disabilities. What I want to see in the school system for Portsmouth is I definitely want to see a better alternative to the suspension policy. Last semester, the city of Portsmouth had over 2,000 suspensions, and it's definitely a way to improve that number with alternatives to the suspension rate. I also would like to see a zero tolerance policy against bullying. A lot of students and kids are committing suicide because they are bullied in high school, so we have to figure out a way to where those students have someone to go to or advocate in school. The next thing I want to see is with special education and special needs parents. They have no advocate for them in schools. They have nobody with experience to go to. In the S.H. Clark building, there's nobody who can directly relate to them, so I definitely want to focus on special education. My last thing is also a healthy and active campaign. I want the students to be physically fit, emotionally healthy, just well-rounded individuals. Studies have shown that students who are well-rounded score higher on their ACTs and SATs. So thank you. If you want to know more information about me, I'll be open to speak with anyone afterwards. Thank you.
Next up tonight, we have Mr. DeAndre Barnes.
First of all, I want to thank you guys for inviting me to this forum. It's a very humbling experience. I'm from Portsmouth, born and raised, attended K through 12 here. I have 3 children who are currently in Portsmouth Public Schools. I graduated from IC Norcom High School. After IC Norcom High School, I went on to Virginia State, where I received my bachelor's in political science. After attending Virginia State, I went to Norfolk State, where I received my master's in urban affairs. Right after that, I worked with Congressman Bobby Scott. I started off as an intern. I learned how to do policy, learned how to incorporate policy, how to do a lot of different things when it comes to the political world. Currently, I run a nonprofit for youth. We service over 600 children a year through various programs, sports, mentoring, and other opportunities. When I worked for Congressman Scott for 5 years, went on to work at PRHA as a youth service coordinator. While working there, I established the first STEM club that they had, which still exists to this day. As a school board member, I plan to work with members of the school board to clean the schools, improve scholastic achievement in reading, improve technology in all schools, and raise school standards by challenging school policy. I will work with members of the school board to help bring more vocational and technical educational programs to the school system. In Virginia, we have 2 emerging industries: unmanned air systems and cybersecurity. We need to make sure our children are prepared for those opportunities. Also, advanced manufacturing jobs. I plan to do all of this working with the school board by making sure we're fiscally responsible, but also making sure we're funding the schools as much as needed. Thank you.
And Miss Joanne Clark.
Good evening. Thank you, people for Portsmouth, for hosting this event tonight. Thank you for the invitation. And thank you all for coming out this evening and showing your support that you care about our schools. I'm Joanne Clark, and I'm running for school board. This is the first time I'm running for public office here in Portsmouth. I married 44 years ago the love of my life, who's here in the audience. He is from Portsmouth, grew up in Portsmouth. We bought 3 homes in the city of Portsmouth. We have returned to Portsmouth to retire. So I am going to be here for a long time. I have just lived just 3.5 miles over the city line in Western Branch for the past 28 years. When our son was born, I got very active with schools because I knew that education was one of the most important things that I could give as a gift to our son. I was involved in the PTA as the chair for several years. I've also served on many boards and commissions with the city of Chesapeake. When I returned to Portsmouth, I also served on the Board of Zoning Appeals Committee, and I got to see the situation with the schools and the city overall and began to realize that I have some things to offer to the city and that I'm here for you. I'm retired, I'm accessible, I don't have another job to attend to, so I will put 24 hours a day into this commitment. I also have no conflict of interest with any businesses, if anybody's seen the recent newspaper. Thank you.